I'm joined here by Ronan McCarthy, who of course is the Cork manager, Cork football manager. Ronan, welcome to Bunratty in County Clare, first of all.
Thank you.
You picked a nice day to come up, maybe you brought the sunshine with you, I'm not sure, but tell me how things are going in the Cork camp, without telling me too much, obviously.
No, so I'll tell you plenty. Things are going fine. Look, we're obviously at the end of the National League we had a break for a couple of weeks. Players went back playing club championship. So look, they've all come through that. We've no new injury problems from it. Look, it was well timed in that. Look, it's the league is very intense, and between that and McGrath Cup, you have kind of 9 games in about 12 weeks. So actually, the break is actually welcome. When I say the break going back to the club and just let people living in each other's pockets for a while. So
yes.
Look, we started back there then after the club championship finished, and look, we're building up nicely now, just coming in as the championship approaches.
Yeah, coming into the championship now, you're playing the winners of Tip and Waterford.
Yes.
I'm not going to preempt who, but I'm sure Tip would be favourites, and assuming that they might win in a match. I'm not saying that, but you have probably a bit of an old history with Tip that you would like to put right, maybe.
Yeah, but actually, funny with both teams. I suppose Waterford played Cork last year, and look, Cork were lucky to emerge from the Briarfield, by a point. So look, obviously in relation to Tip beat us in Thurles in 16, was it? And
yes.
Cork won narrowly in Park Urin last year. So look, I think either way, whichever team comes through, look, I think each team knows each other well, and look, that makes it, I suppose, more difficult in that familiarity there. Teams are familiar with each other's players and tactics and everything else. So look, it'll be a difficult challenge for us, regardless of who it is.
Yeah, I suppose last year and maybe the year before you were kind of trying to finding your feet again, like maybe rebuilding a bit as well.
Look, I suppose that phrase is used for rebuilding and transition, and which is all fine, right? But you have to make the best of the opportunities you have, which is this year, and we have to get the maximum out of this year, and not keep a small eye on the future and developing players and bringing players in. But let's get the most out of this year first before we, start looking too far ahead of ourselves. Yeah,
I know you're going to take it a day at a time, but there is a big prize there. Should you get over that game, and should Kerry come through the other side? I'm not saying they will, but if they did, there'd be a big game at Park of Keith, wouldn't there?
There would, but look, I suppose we're a good bit away from there. Yeah. And look, the experience of Cork, we'll say over the last number of years. Look, we didn't get there obviously in 16. So look, let's learn the lessons of that. That there's no point talking about potential matches and Super 8s and everything else. We can only have one focus, and that is the winners of Waterford Tip, and we'll be down at their game. And obviously watching with interest and trying to learn as much as we can from it. Yes. In advance of whichever team that we play. And let's not get ahead of ourselves, and let's win our first game, and that opens up avenues for us if we win that. But that's got to be our prime focus.
Your first year up in the game, of course, and the Super 8. What's your feeling on that?
Look, I think it's great if you get to it. I think it'll be great for whoever's involved. I think it sounds really, really interesting, and a home game and away game and a game in Croke Park. Top teams playing against each other, kind of 3 games in 4 weeks. Everything you'd want really as a footballer and as a management team. But look, there'll be challenges with it in relation to panels and so on, and getting players, I suppose, to have them right week after week. But sounds very interesting. Love to get there, but we've a bit to go yet.
Yeah, you have a bit to go, but we're well careful. And Dublin are the standard bearers at the moment. Do you think teams are catching up to them? I know Mayo haven't been too far away from them, but are the rest of you closing in them, do you think? And the hard question.
I don't know. Look, I suppose people take heart from the fact that maybe Mayo have run them close, over the last 2 years, but look, lose by 1 point, lose by 8, you still lose, you know what I mean? And to be fair, Dublin have continued to regenerate their team as well, and with new players coming through, so maybe they're getting stronger, and maybe we're all going the other way. But look, we'll find out fairly quickly. And but again, look, that's not a really concern for us today. Yeah. We have to just keep our focus. And I would say not even match as such. Our focus at the moment has to be that our preparation, every training session we do, everything we do now, is the highest quality, and that's the best way to prepare.
Yeah. I'm a Claremont, so I'm going to have to ask you this question. Clare went down and they beat you in the league. What do you think where Clare are going?
I actually think Clare don't get. I think they're a really fine side, and I think they're a really very good manager. And I don't think they get the acknowledgement that they deserve. And look, they have a midfield that is as good a midfield as any team in the country, and they're talking about Division 1 or 2, no question about it. And look, obviously everyone talks about Gary Brennan, but look, I would rate Colin Connors, extremely highly as well, and fantastic midfield. They play a very nice brand of football as well, and they probably don't receive the recognition that they deserve for it, So, I think they're a really fine side, and being very well managed and are developing every year, and will have a big say in the championship this year.
Yeah, Ronan, I'm sure you're looking forward to this championship now. You have a busy evening. There's a lot of media here to talk to you, and thanks very much for taking your time out there and talking to me, and enjoy your time in Clare.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.